Okay, so before Aswathy starts sharing about her open learning or whatever professional and all of that journey, let me give you a kind of a quick snapshot of CoVersity. What is this CoVersity? So if you're not aware, the whole idea is that as children move into the age group, so we have defined it as 14 to 21, and they are wanting to, one, discover their actual passions and also take them to the level of professionalism or professionally either earning wise professional or expertise wise professional. So any which way. So that's what CoVersity is all about. So it's you can say the older age group part of open learning. We have called it obviously CoVersity because the whole idea is for these youth to come together to form a or a cohort kind of a group, and then use that group to do things together. So the idea is of togetherness, right? So that's what CoVersity is, and let's me not bore you more. Let me hand over the mic and spotlight to Aswathy. Yes, Aswathy. So you can share whatever you feel like sharing for some time, and then we can have interactions with the people who are here. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I'll start off with a little bit about myself. So I'm Aswathy. I'm currently 18. I'm gonna turn 19 in like a couple of days. So, and I would say some of my passions are filmmaking, then I like crochet, I do art. Yeah, so I also currently like psychology too, and I'm exploring that a little bit. So yeah, I'll talk a little bit about my journey with filmmaking because that's, I think, what I started off with. So I did a little bit of learning and research once I figured out that I liked filmmaking. So it's like my whole journey with filmmaking started off in this train journey where I tried making a trailer with my friends and instantly like really loved the process and wanted to learn more. And I think for about a year, about 2 years, I went and tried learning filmmaking by myself. So the more time that I spent learning, the deeper I went into it. And so 1 year I also spent in Aarohi, where I did some deliberate practice in different ways of learning filmmaking. After which I worked with this Kannada film director as an assistant director in the film. Ratnesh, please tell me if I'm going too fast or like anybody tell me. Okay. So yeah. I worked as an assistant director with him. So it was like an intern and an assistant director because this was the first time that I was actually working on a set with an actual crew. So we were making a feature film that will be in theaters. I was part of the pre-production stage, which was basically before the shooting, and also 1 month of the shooting. So I basically worked with them for a year. And my experience with them was really like, I learned a lot. I definitely got a feel of what it was to actually work with people that were doing it as a profession and how that was different from me doing filmmaking on my own. There was a lot of new technical things that I learned. And yeah, so I got into that. I did filmmaking. I worked with them for a while. And I think by the end of the experience, though, I kind of got the feeling that it's not exactly what I was dreaming for, like the whole working experience. I think like I still like making films, or I like the, shooting, directing people, but not so much the working with the people part, or maybe the energy. But yeah, but I still want to do filmmaking as a hobby, but probably not pursue it as a career. So that's that's what I've done. I still make like videos and edit, and I still like working with other people making short films or say advertisement kind of videos, things like that. But yeah, so that's my journey with filmmaking, I would say. And right now I've started this new venture. It's actually been a couple of months. It's with my friend where we've started this small business together. It started off as an idea to kind of get some pocket money. And yes, that's where we started. And we both really loved crochet. And we thought that, we had some ideas and we need to get it out into the world, sell it to other people, and, make it accessible to other people who really love crochet as much as we do. So we started off the whole setting up the business. I think we talked to a couple of people. So my dad also did run a business. So I had him as kind of a mentor. And we both were also researching, figuring out things as we were going. So I think we spent a month planning how to run this business. And we did how are we going to make the money, who's going to do the work. And slowly we first divided the section. So I would be taking care of the finance and the kind of the director kind of role. And my friend would be doing the sales and operations. That's how we vaguely categorized it. And soon as we were coming up with a logo, then the brand colors, things like that, I did some research in that and kind of got the basics of graphic designing because we were kind of too broke at that point to afford a graphic designer. And same like that. So then we spent 1 month was planning. Then in 1 week, we got all the supplies for the business, which was wool, and then, getting the printing things done. We were mainly basing this business online. So that's what we were planning. So we had printing the labels, things like that. Then we spent 1 month kind of making all our products. And then after that, we kind of took a break because my friend had her 10th exams and she was busy. I was still working on our marketing and things like that. But yeah, that was a really cool experience. And I felt doing this process as we go, kind of, and things actually working out. We had really high aims, and it was kind of actually surprising and encouraging that we were actually achieving them as we go. The projections we made, we were actually reaching them, and that was exciting. So as of now, our business, we mostly make our money from stalls that we put up at these events. We also have our products set up on Amazon, so we're selling through e-commerce. Yeah, so I also figured out how to do taxes because of Amazon, because we need a GST number in order to sell. So I was also, learn things as we go, definitely take help from a lot of people. And it's been a nice process, I guess. So, yeah.
So before we go on and open to question, Aswathy, you've kind of shown us part of your journey. Now, I just want you to share, if you can, that how this, so yours, like many other open learners, is a self-led journey, as in you are deciding, trying, exploring. So what has all of that meant to you, and what has all of that kind of done to you? Not in terms of but in terms of how do you look back and say, okay, so I'm last 4, 5, 6 years, this has been like this. So just end with that, and then we can take questions.
Okay, yeah. So I think the self-direction and deciding my way of doing my thing, the things that I want to do, really helped me decide kind of my pace. And I feel a lot of times it actually let me do how much ever I was capable of, or how much ever that I actually wanted to do. Because I have friends, I'm comparing it to say studies in schools and things like that. There was this one time where I attended this online tuition with my friend because I was in her house, and it felt like the pace that it was going was very slow for me, because the classes and like the system kind of is like accommodating a lot of people. So when I do like my self-directed version of what I want to do, I feel like I have more control, and I like the responsibility, and I like being more in control of the things that I do and how I do things. So I really like that.
Super. Okay, thanks, Aswathy. So I think we can spend some time. People can ask Aswathy if you have any thoughts or questions, and floor is open. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Please go ahead.
I just had a very trivial question. Did you go to school, Aswathy, and until what age?
Yeah, I did go. So I went to school till 6th. I was actually in Dubai, and when we shifted back to India, that's when, my parents kind of started rethinking our lifestyle and like education, and they came across homeschooling and open schooling, and that's how I got into this, being a homeschooler, open learner.
Yeah, I also wanted to share what I really like about, or rather I'm inspired by, let me not say like, I'm inspired by Aswathy, is the kind of whatever dedication she brings to whatever she's trying to do at that moment. So that's very inspiring for me. And I've seen that in so many I would say, okay, I'm right now keeping it to children, not going to the adults, but so many children, because I've been mostly around with children of all ages, including these young guys who, this CoVersity age is what I'm calling them, or the youth who are taking not just taking their own decisions, they're taking their decisions and working on it very seriously in a way, in the sense of deep commitment. Though they enjoy it a lot, the commitment is super high, and that's what really inspires me personally. So that was like sorry, I wanted to add a personal thought to it. Yeah, more questions.
As you said that, you worked as an assistant director and for a year and everything. Were you put into touch with those people through CoVersity, or did you approach them yourself?
So the Kannada director that I was working with, I got the contact from Ratnesh. So through Aarohi. It was through Aarohi.
Okay. So like, is that a specific period of time? Like, I mean, do you have to do it for a year, or can you do it for 6 months, or can you do it for like more than a year or something like that?
I'm not sure that I understand the question.
I'm sorry, just give me a minute, okay?
Yeah, sure.
I think she wanted to know the duration of internship, is that determined by you or determined by Aarohi or the CoVersity? So if that is what your question was, primarily it is determined by you. But obviously you are always with others, so the others may influence your decision and thinking. And it also determines how much work you have done. So Aswathy had worked into films for almost a couple of years very intensely. So she was kind of ready for a bigger dive, I would say, when she took on the internship, and then which later on became like a job, less of an internship, more than of an assistant director. Yeah. So if that was your question. So yeah, it's CoVersity is all about you leading. So you planning, you deciding. It's there is no formula or a fixed structure. A lot evolves from what you are needing at that moment.
So like, if, for example, if I'm also an assistant to a director somewhere, and 6 months into the program, I feel like, I cannot do this anymore, or I'm not comfortable with the environment and everything. So do I have the option to drop it? or do I
Yes,
have
yes,
to?
exactly. That is the whole idea. In fact, we work on 6 month cycle and we constantly review it. I'm sure, knowing Aswathi's family so closely, there's a lot of reflection. Aswathi, you want to share a little about all the reflections and discussions and
Yeah, so we like as a family, we love to come together and have these like discussions, and we kind of share our plans. Then we bring in topics that we kind of, like the different opinions that we have, we like to like just talk it out and get to know. And like, yeah, we almost have it. We used to have it like once a week. Now, since we're all kind of scattered all over the place, it's more like once a month or whenever we meet. But still, yeah, it's also like really helped me with my journey. And there was one point that I wanted to add, that as a self-director, you might feel like since you're the one doing everything, a lot of times I feel unsure of like if this is the path, how much, like sometimes I feel like maybe I don't have like an end goal, and that can kind of make it feel like I'm not going anywhere and things like that. But I feel like it's okay to be confused, it's okay not to be sure, and you can slowly take your time and explore, because exploring and figuring out about yourself is kind of a really vital part of this whole journey. And it's okay if that happens. But yeah, I feel like reflection and awareness of where you are, what you want to do is really key in this journey.
Okay, and another question was, I've been told that you guys are based in Bangalore. Correct me if I'm wrong. That you guys have been based in Bangalore. I mean, the main campus is in Bangalore somewhere, and I live in Mumbai. So how does the program work for me then? Because obviously I cannot assist someone living in Bangalore, and
yeah. So just hold on with that question in just a little while. So let's have more interaction with Aswathy, maybe for the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on how many questions people have. And then I think Srijani is here. She's also part of CoVersity. She's 16 years old, and she would share with you how the actual working of CoVersity will happen. So is that okay? Can you wait for that?
that works.
And let's listen to more of Aswathi's stories. So I'm sure people are wanting to ask more questions. So please go ahead. Let's grill Aswathy.
What are some resources that help leveling up your skills, except for the internship? Or
Wait, your question is what are the strengths? No, resources
no, what are the yes.
that
What
help
are the
me
resources
prepare
that
for
help you?
the internship?
No, it's like leveled up your skills.
Okay, so
Few resources that help you level up your skills.
yeah, okay. So deliberate practice definitely helped me a lot. It's like this way that you so you deliberately practice your skill is an easy way of saying it, but it's where like you try and develop the skill using different methods, and you like focus a lot of time on, or like you plan how you're going to do it a lot using different tools. And there's like a lot of tools for deliberate practice, and this plan really helped me for filmmaking specifically. Then internet, YouTube, that's like the best resources ever. And a lot of like watching, because it's filmmaking, watch a lot of films, keep observing. Yeah, that was what helped me the most.
Okay.
Doing too, like making films also, I a lot of times I try to like replicate whatever I saw in films. That also helped a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi Aswathy, this is Prashant. Nice to listen to you.
Yeah.
I know that in Bangalore you stay with other friends who are also into open learning, open exploring, openly figuring out their professions. So what kind of interactions happen with them about your journey, about their journey, and how does all of that conversation, impact your exploration?
Yeah. So how does that? Okay, it's a tough question, but yeah. Let's see. Definitely in like relating. I think we help each other with learning our own skills, even though we're focusing on different, like I'm doing filmmaking. I was staying in Skanda's house, who was a personal trainer. But I feel like while I was there at his house, even a lot of these processes actually help each other, probably like planning, reflection, things like that. So we used to do them together, and that kind of helped. Then I'm not sure exactly how to answer your question. Yeah, but yeah, I think I relate more to in terms of like, if I need help with filmmaking too, I take Skanda's help. But other than that, I think it's more like a friend thing.
And that's not a small thing. Having friends
Yeah,
around
yeah.
is a big
Yeah.
thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes your life more happier, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, in some ways, that is what CoVersity is all about. It's about getting yourself with other group of similarly, who are doing similar journeys, though in their own fields. And I think that connection, so all how you made all the togetherness is yeah. I like that you're not able to express it, because it's not something which is about expressing, but it's
Yeah.
about something which you experience because you're all together. It's that cohort feeling or the group feeling or the
And
friendship.
like when I see him like focused and doing things his own way, that really motivates me to do the same in what I'm doing. So that's also like a major thing.
Yeah.
Right. So would you say that because you're all sort of together in one space, at least occasionally, that structure is better than going all alone?
So I would say that having people around you that you can use for support is definitely better than doing everything by yourself. But I always felt like even when I was doing filmmaking, I had a lot of mentors in filmmaking, not just say Skata or the friends that I had. But like you definitely need a lot of people, like taking other people's opinion really makes a difference and kind of helps you see angles that you don't see in what you're doing. So that really helps. Having a mentor, someone to support you really helps. But yeah.
And one of the mentors is YouTube, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Big mentor.
Mm.
Okay, more people, if you have questions for Aswathy to answer from her journey.
So, question, basically, I have a counter question to what Prashant was saying. You are alone here and group in a cohort, but do you, as in say, if there was a filmmaking institute and you are a part of that, and then you have friends who are into that same domain, does that help better or does it work better? I'm just trying to compare this with a college thing. Or say a university thing. Like somebody wants to do finance, everybody's into finance. Somebody's wanting to do engineering, everybody's into engineering. Does that work better? I'm just trying to understand your view.
Okay, so I feel like things like a college kind of space works for some people. Okay, like some people perform really well in it, and that might be the place for them. But personally, I like the path that I took because it felt more hands-on, and I don't think I would be really satisfied if I spent like maybe 3 years of my life. Then after that, I get to like go and work with someone. Things like that. I feel like you need to, so that's the whole point of an open learning journey. Like you do what works for you. So some people college work, some people this work.
Yeah, Pranav, that's why we call it work to learn rather than learning to work. That's what CoVersity emphasizes. Let's just do the work, and the work part will make us learn.
And what I loved about her journey was she learned that finance and whatever the accounting and everything for the need that she had. So I'm sure she didn't go too advanced, or didn't she go like too basic. As for this, what her business was requiring, she probably figured that out. With regards to GST or XYZ. So she didn't go exporting code and all those things because that was not required, which is otherwise the unnecessarily burden upon us at times.
Yeah, a good way to learn about taxes would be to get a notice and then understand what it means. But I'm glad I'm educated.
Yeah. There any more questions?
I think people are just awed in awe with all your journeys. So they're taking little time. Let's give people little time to think what they want to ask.
Oh, can I chip in with one more if it's okay?
Santosh Udupa wanted to ask something, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So I am back. I wanted to ask. Pranav already asked, but then I will have a secondary question to it. See, the way you're speaking and the way you appear, you look like a very intense person, a driven person. Are you always like this?
You should know me better. But yeah, I feel like I have two sides where I get serious when I need to, or I feel like I need to, and then otherwise I'm kind of
Okay. So see, the additional question here is that not everybody at your that, right? I mean, some people just don't want and they, confused. I was like that when I was your age. I'm very old now. So my point is that age I went through a structured school and it turned out to be okay. I am not doing what I studied. That's completely a different story. But then my point here is that if suppose somebody like me who's not so very sure, would this open learning or open CoVersity okay for them, or what do you?
So I think I covered this, but you don't need to be sure about what you want to do. And I feel like you don't need to be sure about that. And like choosing the open learning, doing open learning will help you figure out what you want. Because obviously I wasn't born like this. And I feel like being like exploring the things that I wanted to do and actually taking decisions in my life probably made me what I am today right now. So, but I think it's completely fine if you're not sure, and you can have open learning as a tool to help you explore and figure out what you want to do.
Okay, great. So you're 18 now and you'll be 19 soon. You said a couple of days. Are you not scared? Are you not scared that what will turn out in life later? And this is just a question which was there in the previous discussion also.
Yeah.
That I don't know what will happen. Will I be okay? Will these things work out for me? Filmmaking, and you said you started a business, and that's amazing. And that's crochet. So that's wow. Nice, very nice. So what about your fears? Are you not afraid?
So I feel like I've got an experience kind of as an internship actually working. So that fear of, will I make it in life? Will I, go completely broke? Will I not get a job? I think that's not there for me. it's kind the fears I probably have are, will I go as far as I want to, or will I have to like struggle really hard to maybe, I don't know, as someone with, yeah, something like that. Someone was trying to say something.
No, that's very nice. I mean, the kind of confidence you people, show here. We had Skanda here before a few weeks back, and I see the same kind of confidence in you as well, and so many others. I envy you people, because when I was your age, I was completely unsure. I was worried. I did not know where my next meal would come from. Honestly, I mean, I was like, "Kya hoga?" I was in a hostel, and
yeah. So
like,
Santosh,
wow,
I
need to
guess
get a job.
Yeah, I guess it's equally important to value unsureness as much as we are valuing sureness. I would say it's equally important to say that that's beautiful. Being unsure itself is also beautiful, and as you do things, the act of doing things will do something to you. So I would look at it, even if somebody is unsure at 18 or 20 or at any age, I would say great, meaning there is nothing wrong or right about being unsure or not looking as confident as, let's say, Aswathy is looking. So it's all right. It's because it's not about being confident or not confident, but it's about, and it's not about being fearless or fearful, but it's more about, yeah, doing what you feel like doing at that moment, and then things kind of unfolding as they go along. I think that's what it is all about.
No, I agree, Ratnesh. I totally agree. But this enlightenment came 30 years late. So that's all I was saying.
Santosh, it's not 30 years late. It's come probably 40 years sooner.
Super. That's a nice one, Vijay.
Sorry, Aswathy, you were saying something.
No, I just want to, I think we should capture this quote. And, Aswathy said, my fear is whether I will go far enough. It's not about whether I'll make it. That's just, I mean, wow. That's just, makes my whole month. That's fantastic.
I think Mitu, you have a question or something? Mitu. Okay, fine.
So what we'll do is, Srijini is waiting for her part to play. So she will make a small kind of capture about the CoVersity. Some people had questions. Aswathy, if you're okay, you can hang around, and she'll take about 5 minutes, and then we can carry on with conversation. And almost whatever has Aswathy has shared is kind of already, in a way, she's talked about CoVersity without talking about CoVersity in that sense. So all the points are covered, but still let's have it as. So Srijini, you want me to share presentation or you will share?
Yes.
Sorry, yes to which one? You are sharing?
You are sharing.
Okay, I'm sharing.
You are sharing.
Okay, cool. I'll share. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just one moment, I think. Right, you can start.
Okay, so I'm Srijini and I'm 16 years old and I'm part of Team CoVersity. So yeah, I'm an open learner for about a year or something. So I started off my journey as an open learner by exploring different interests of mine. I explored dancing, singing, and much other stuff. And after a few days of doing each interest, I felt baking was something that I felt I was really happy in doing, or felt it was like my passion or something. So that's when I wanted to felt that I want to deep dive into baking. So yeah, and also so it's like we start doing stuff so we understand about that interest and kind of deep dive into it. So as we also mentioned, after we kind of do one industry, like in a field, so we get to understand ourselves and also the industry. So in the CoVersity, this is like a small 6-month cycle that always goes on and on. For few weeks, we come together in the campus, which is around 60 kilometers from Bangalore. So in that campus, we all together aspire about what we want to do and how we want to go about it according to our dreams in our own styles. So we do few projects, maybe like we all develop our skills, whatever that are required. And then we go off campus for few weeks and get in touch with the industry. We get industry exposure by doing few internships, maybe apprenticeships, or doing something in the industry to understand the industry much better and get few networks too. So again, we can come back to campus and reflect on what we have done and kind of build our portfolio and kind of start our self-work and also reflect that if we still want to continue in the same domain or want to change the domain and explore some other domain too. So this cycle of 6 months goes on and on until you feel the need to take your professional journey forward. So yeah, during like the 6-month cycles goes on and on, maybe for few, it'll take like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it goes. So in this journey of this whole transformation of passion to profession, we get work certified, like the industry skills, the 4 revolutionary skills, which are creativity and other stuff. And also we get to network ourselves, and we also build our portfolio, which makes us the work certified. And we also work equally on ourselves too by developing our relationship with others, the living skills, the self-leadership, and interdependence with each other. So after this journey, we end up being an entrepreneur or job, or just maybe a career person, or a freelancer, or all of them. So it's like according to your aspiration, you can the world is filled with possibilities. So we can choose on whatever that interests us. Yeah. And one thing I really love about CoVersity is that we are all together, doing everything together and co-creating our own professional journeys together. So it's fun, and also it's very nice to work together as a cohort or as a buddies and be there for each other emotionally, by maybe through as a mentor or as a guide. So we are all together and co-creating. Yeah, thank you. So I'm also excited to see, like in this June, I'll be joining CoVersity. So I'm very excited to see how my whole journey of passion to profession goes.
Okay, thanks,
Thank you.
Srijani. That was very crisp, I would say. So you can ask questions. Ashwati is still around, so you can ask questions to Aswathy. Or not just ask questions, have a discussion rather, or you can have questions about CoVersity. Srijani can answer those. And yeah, we still have a good 20 minutes to have more discussions. Some of you were asking in the previous hour, how does a professional journey go for an open learner? Well, you got one lovely sample from Aswathy, who is creating and who will keep on growing in her own way. And there is another Srijani talking about her journey, or rather her aspirations. So yeah, over to you all to have more discussion.
So again, here I would like to ask my question that for the first week where we come together as cohorts and we decide, if I want to take a part in this journey or if I want to do something else. So when we get together, the places where you're located in Bangalore, is it there? It's like every 6 months we meet there, and then, then how does the exposure period work?
You want to answer that, Srijani?
I'm not sure I got the question.
Okay, so let us put it this way. So yeah, a part of it is in the campus, in Aarohi campus, which is near Bangalore, but it's in a village, but it's near Bangalore. And the idea of being together is exactly as Aswathy was sharing. When we are together with others, there is a lot of rubbing off. You may even do projects with others, or you may do your own projects. And these all projects are all industry projects. You're doing actual work. You are not just doing something, but you're doing work. So if that is what you're calling as exposure, well, that itself is a huge exposure, and you have to learn the skills on the go. Because you are doing something which you have to show to the world or give to a client and so on. And yeah, and then there's a part where you go and do internships or do some work with the world, which is off the campus. And again, there's a lot of flexibility in this whole thing in terms of duration, because you may as you go along may need or want a longer internship, or you may want multiple internship, or you may say I don't want any internship. So these are not prescribed things, but these are broadly the ingredients with which you work with, projects, live projects, internships, competitions, things like these. So and other your domain specific assignments that you take up, right? So it's really you who are designing it with obviously the CoVersity, your cohort to support you, as well as your parents as guides, as well as other guides and other CoVersity youth's parents as guides and mentors. So there's quite a bit of support for you to go to. Not that the support is sitting on your head and giving you gyan, not at all. It's you who have to seek, okay, I need help with this, or I need guidance with this. So it's, but yeah, you are with the group. So there is a element when you are all together in the campus, living together and doing work together. Yeah, that's how the whole concept is.
Okay. Thank you.
Also here, I also want to mention about the boot camps that are coming up in this June month. So this boot camp is all about where you experience being in CoVersity and working in the CoVersity for a short duration, which is a 1 week program. Sorry, not a program, but a 1 week experience that you can get like being in the CoVersity. Like it starts from June 12th, and you can register through or get more information in our website. And I'm also posting few links that are like our website link and our WhatsApp group links that you can check out.
Yeah, so somebody's also asking, how do I join? So yeah, perhaps if you would like, like to start with the boot camp, because that's like a trailer to the movie. So you get a 1 week, not just sampling of what CoVersity life would be, but you also get a sense of the whole community, what kind of people are we, and what kind of a place this campus is, and the whole environment. I think that's important, because somewhere you need to connect with the whole thing. It's not just about what's in store, but it's all about feeling, yeah, this is the kind of place I would, or this is the kind of people I would like to be with. Because at the end, right from the beginning and the end, we are a community. So with so many people in the community, all kind of supporting, interacting, and so on each other. So that's where boot camp is one way, though it's not mandatory that's for somebody to join CoVersity, you have to do a boot camp, but that's just an option that is available. And CoVersity would start by towards the end of the June. So if you, the main idea would be to just keep joining these meetups, asking your questions. Also, there is a separate group of just the youth. So if you would like to be part of that WhatsApp group, and this group also keeps meeting. Srijini, are you guys meeting tomorrow?
Yes.
You want to share about that?
11 a.m. sharp.
Okay, tomorrow 11, these guys are meeting, and this is only for youth. Sorry, none of us parents or non-CoVersity age people, we are not allowed there. So they keep meeting. So if you are interested, you can just connect with Srijini. Or yeah, Srijini,
Yep.
you're okay leaving your number in the chat if any youth wants to connect with you. Also, she has left the regular CoVersity group where you can ask to join the youth group. So there's a separate youth group and there's an overall CoVersity group. So I think it's less about a joining process, but it's more about knowing this whole community, this group, and yeah, kind of, and then saying, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do this open learning, and I want to go for find my passions and develop professionally. So it's more of that. I hope you get it. It's not like a procedure. It's more like a, what should we say? Connecting. I don't know. Yeah. And understanding. Yes. So more questions are most welcome. You can ask now. You can ask in the groups. You can ask in future meetups.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, Mitu. Good to see you after a long time.
Yes, same here, same here. Okay, I have a question for Srijani and everybody else also. Say suppose there is a particular young youth person who is not able to find a direction. Talented overall, but there is no direction. So how does being a part of CoVersity help say, establish something that he or she can begin to explore?
What
Maybe you want to
exactly do
answer.
you mean by direction?
Sorry, Srijani?
What do you exactly mean by direction? You mean like
Direction,
where
as
to
in
start or
there is
something
no
like that?
clarity. There are, say, broad structures, but there is no clarity whether, this is something that I would like or something that I would not, So in such a situation, how does CoVersity help anybody to, begin exploring?
Okay. Oh, I don't
Okay.
know.
I like that Srijani is unsure about how to answer that, because let's not try and answer that. Okay, because let's step back and say, isn't that in the first step a great news that somebody is still exploring, figuring out, not being sure? Yeah, isn't that great? I mean, why is there that there's no need to help? I would say that is an amazing state of affairs or state of life. Why does we need to find one whatever path and run on it, kind of straight away? So I would say let's welcome this. That is why there is no CoVersity will not help, in the sense because there's no help needed. In the sense it's beautiful. What CoVersity or what life, forget CoVersity only, what life offers is, hey, come embrace me with whatever you feel like doing today, and with whatever intensity and depth you want to go in. Like Aswathy picked up crochet, God knows from where, and then she went into it with some intensity, and now she wants to set up a business. Not that she has kind of written a memorandum that for her whole life she will do this business. That's the whole point. So if somebody is not getting any direction, I would say, yes, this is the age to explore deeply the various abundance of opportunities that this world has thrown up and is continuously throwing up new things. And let's enjoy that. And yes, it will evolve, it will surface, it could be one, it could be many, and so on. So it's beautiful, I would say. That's why I think Srijani is not able to say what to answer. So it's beautiful, and at least in a more regular kind of thinking, people start asking, what do you want to do in life? When are you getting settled in life? Blah, blah, blah. But I don't think, as which is also stating in the chat, there is no settling in life. Life is about enjoying where you want to dig your hands in today. And yes, things will evolve. If you want to continue digging in it for your whole life, that's fine. If you want to dig into 20 pits, that's also fine. So I guess that's the whole idea. And that's the idea of CoVersity. In fact, I always keep telling people, CoVersity is not a place to help somebody, but CoVersity is a space to get together. It's a coVersity. So we get together and discover this universe of opportunities, that lies ahead of us. So let's look at it. Hey, let's get together and do stuff. and things will evolve, right? Things will work on us and so on and so forth.
Beautiful. Right.
Yeah, I would like to add something here, and Srijani and Ratnesh and others who are more familiar with CoVersity and its design, please comment on this. Because one of the things that we have observed as people who are interacting with many different age groups is that young adults prefer their peer group in their age range. And they don't necessarily, I mean, they pick up a lot from their own peer group, their own age group, rather than from those who are much older or those who are much younger. So in some sense, CoVersity is a space, is a medium that we are trying to shape, where young adults can interact with each other and co-create. Right. So if we look at looking at it, coming to it from the perspective of your question about this, Mitu, I think what CoVersity offers for those who are not really sure is a space of many people really sure. And for them to interact with rather than with is trying to help them do things, right? So I think that's how I see it. Others, please. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've also we've also opened a small poll, just a couple of questions. So please take 2 minutes to respond to that. We still have about 7-8 minutes. We can still take a few more questions about CoVersity or about any professional journey. Okay, Bhumija has a question. Srijani, you want to respond to that?
As Ratnesh mentioned already, CoVersity is not helping us to find an internship for sure. So we, as world is filled with possibilities. So I go and search for an internship for myself if I need one. Of course, CoVersity will be there, but it will not necessarily help us find an internship. So yeah, we search for it. Mostly we find it, or hopefully.
Yeah, to add to that, Bhumija, what would you like? Somebody giving you an internship on a platter, or you going, searching, or figuring out how to find an internship, how to network with people, and maybe one internship that you find does not work for you, maybe then look for another one, and so on. And not just internships, jobs, projects, assignments, competitions, so on, resources, mentors, So the idea isn't to serve anything to anybody, but be all together. And yes, we will pass on tips and things like that. Like how Aswathy was sharing, she was just saying that, yeah, I would like to work with. I got a call from somebody who is into filmmaking, who has been part of Aarohi. I just mentioned to him, is it okay if Aswathy gets in touch with you? And it was just a reference I gave to Aswathy. She took it from there. So I don't take any credit for that at all. Aswathy, you should stop mentioning my name at all. Yeah, contact can come from anywhere. It can come on Instagram. It can come on any medium, right? It's you who took it forward. I think that's what really, you took the effort, you shifted cities, you figured out. She did not know Kannada. This was Kannada film industry. She learned the whole language. So I think let's look at that. I think that is the real doing the internship. It's not how you got a contact. I think it's your it's how much you are wanting to it. So again, I think that gives you, Aswathy's example of internship gives you the essence of what it is all about. The tip can come from anywhere, but yeah, it's your effort. You want to talk about, Aswathy, about your initial few months in that internship?
So I used to go there, and it was like a completely new set of people. All of them were quite older than me, because when I started the internship, I was 70. So I was younger than everyone, and I didn't know Kannada. So I think for the first 3 months, I used to go there at 11. I used to sit there, listen to whatever they were like discussing about the script. So I used to listen to that. And then at 4:30, I used to come back, because it took me some time to actually be able to like express my opinions and actually given my inputs and feedback. But yeah, that's how it was.
And to add to that, after another few months, you fast forward and she was offered the job of assistant director. So that's the commitment. That's where you bring in your so CoVersity is about your commitment, dear. It's less about what the CoVersity will do. I should ask you back, what are you ready to do? Because that's what life is all about, right? And in some ways, I would say when you are ready to do, opportunities flow towards you from all different directions. And it doesn't matter who gave a reference. Yeah, the Aarohi is a large community. A lot of people are there who are ready to support. So these connections and references and all flow in, and there is no dearth of that. Did we kind of answer your question, or took a lot of time to answer your question?
Yes, no, my question's answered.
Yeah, but good you are asking questions, because that's where you can understand what is this whole CoVersity all about, because it's not like a straightforward thing. It's all about, it's all about you and your journey.
Yeah, it's obviously something new for me. So, for me to get used to the idea.
Yeah. So you can spend more time interacting with other youth like Srijini, and they are more in the group. And I think that would really help you, because you can connect with them. And so they are meeting tomorrow, so you can connect with her and take it from there. Okay, we are almost at the end of the day. So just reminding, CoVersity, the meetup, the overall meetup happens twice a week, Thursdays and Saturdays. And Saturdays, we try to bring a guest, not every time, but try to bring some youth who can share their journey, who has been part of Aarohi. And so that's the two meetups. There are obviously groups which Srijini had shared in the but if you still want a one-to-one call with your family and one of us, you can connect with us, and we can, have your family and one of us talking to you and explaining or helping understand where are you coming from and what are your needs and so on. Yeah. Okay. So I think we can pause here for the day. And thank you so much, Aswathy, for it's always so much fun to chit-chat and kind of I would say get again inspired. And thanks, Srijini, and thanks everybody for joining in. And we keep meeting. Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
if you have not responded to the poll, please do that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.